Bello! In between the episodes, I did set up our ME system, and I also made a very small trip to the Mind Cells dimension to gather a few blocks. And most importantly, I worked on the villager trading hall. Obviously, I could not finish everything because this is a massive building and it does require millions of details, but at least the first floor is done, where the villagers are. And we also have a fancy elevator. No creepers? Good. We will get to the details later on, but what is the plan for today? A lot of you guys have been asking me to check out a mod called Spectrum. This mod that you see over here, and it seems to be a very nice magical mod. Some of you observant viewers might notice that I have done a bit of Spectrum, because I had no idea how the mod works and, well, I had to experiment. I just started the mod, so I have no idea, but it does seem very similar to Thaumcraft in a sense that you have to expand your vision. And there are 3 primary visions which are going to expand it for you. One of them is that you have to find Amethyst, Citrine, and Topaz. And yes, all of them are geodes. We need to find the geodes, get the shards, craft a pigment pedestal, crush some of the shards into pigments so that we would be able to start crafting. Also, while mining, you would be able to find gemstone ores for each of the corresponding geodes. And those are a good indicator that the geode is nearby, and in this mod pack, I think it's better to silk touch them. You are asking why? Because in order to operate the pigment pedestal, which is your crafting table in Spectrum, you're gonna need the powders. If you don't silk touch them, this is how you get the powder, which is kind of garbage. But if you silk touch them and put them inside the grinder or a macerator, you're going to get 12 powder. Macerator is better. Once you have the recipe inside the pigment pedestal and the corresponding powders, the animation is going to look amazing. Ignore the heart. But it's not really going to craft anything for you unless you get yourself a paintbrush. If you right click, it's going to craft, but you can also give it a redstone signal. I'm assuming that is for automation. It does take time to craft. And just in case you're wondering, this is called a compacting chest, which I believe you just put items inside. Yeah, it's going to compact it for you. That's nice. This one is a heartbound chest, only I can open it. Anyways, when you craft your first item, the first ore is going to be visible for you. If you walk around the world, it's very hard not to notice Spectrum. Do you know why? Everything that you see around you is oak, but those ones have a different color. Do you see the whale? That means we have no knowledge of this. Underground, you might also encounter stone or netherrack or deep slate, which also you have no knowledge of them. And they drop experience. Those are ores. And this is the first ore which is available to us. Deep slate Shimmer Stone. In order to expand your vision, the quest book is the best, and it tells you that you have to make a bottle of fading. And this is why you need Shimmer Stone. That is literally how far I have progressed. The rest we will do it together. Apparently this bottle of fading contains life, and we have to throw it on the ground and surround it by organic matter. Oh, okay. And it's poisonous. That is going to give us vegetal. And also our vision has expanded, so we have unlocked a few other things. And apparently we have to make a red sapling. That seems to be the recipe, but we're missing some shards. Also, the reason that I call this method with anvil garbage is that it doesn't do everything for you. You just get a teeny tiny bit. Yes, we can craft it now. Perfect. Our vision has expanded. Now we should be able to see the oak. Yes, exactly. I always wondered what the hell they are. So it does seem that our next task is to break the leaves. Yes, that thing. We want to be able to get different types of color pigments apparently. Oh, and now it wants all the colors. There are 11 colors that I have to collect, so this could take some time. Well, it took me ages, but I found everyone. Lime was the worst. Literally. We have 11 colors, and it does seem that we have to craft the other 5. But before we progress any further, let us get a few functional stuff. Because you know, unlocking and researching without having anything tangible is just stupid. It's like having a blood altar without ever having to use it. So I have found a few stuff, and we're missing the powder. Let us get the macerator first. So here is a macerator. You're blocking my view. Thank you. I do have an upgrade kit. We upgrade it to steel. And since for the moment we don't really need the production of steel, we're gonna break you and put you here. You're a macerator. Good. Macerate. And I don't really want to lose you, so you go there. Oh, this is so much better. Now that we have a decent supply of powder, what can we craft? Good question. It seems that there's actually a weather detector, and we can craft it. Perfect. Craft it then. Even though somebody mentioned that we can make this look fine, unfortunately I haven't. But we do have a weather detector now, and we want to detect when it's raining. Okay. Also, one thing that you might notice is that I consume a lot of night vision potions. You see, outside, outside, outside. And in the potion garbage shulker box, more potions. But it does seem there is a glow vision goggles. I have never ever killed a rabbit, but we do have a few hides. You find them a lot as a loot, so who cares? And yes, we can craft this one too. So this goes on our head as a goggle, which is not visible, but it should grant me night vision when I'm in the dark. Yeah. Oh, powered by glow ink sacs. That's not great. Because the whole point of having trinkets is that you want to carry less garbage with you. If I have to carry ink sacs, it's not the best. Oh, but that's nice. Look at all that shimmer stone. Holy, we take it. Well, you don't have to carry a lot. It does have a buffer. In every single mod pack, you have to carry so many items with you that an ender chest is no longer going to be enough. So I decided that we're going to go with Tom's storage mod. This was the original plan for our storage network, but I'm just using it for a backpack now. 4 netherite chests should be more than enough, and we can put all of our tools inside. And as long as it is a full beacon, we can access it in any dimension. Oh, and by the way, it was supposed to be made out of netherite, but it was very expensive. Well, I was flying and I ran out of juice, so I died. And do you see the problem? I was flying over an ocean. I fell on the beach. I literally missed all these waters. How do we get it back? Yes, thank you. Moving back to Spectrum, now it is time to start making a massive altar. This is kind of turning back into astral sorcery, but okay. So it can be any gemstone. We go with purple, just like the altar. Then we're going to need each and every one of the gems, and that's it. Craft. It should upgrade the pigment table, that's it. Yes. So I'm guessing we have discovered stuff. So many things. Yay! There was another altar. The infusion one. Every altar that we're making from Spectrum is going to be temporary because I have no idea how far the progression is going to go, and maybe we're going to have an area for it. However, our next task is to make a shard which is called Onyx, and it has to be done on midnight on a new moon only. So I guess you know what that means. We need a coffin. We have to be able to skip the days as well as nights. That is not a new moon. Well, we are getting close. Is that a new moon? So we give you a bucket of lava, and I guess all the gems. Does say bring a clock because it has to be absolutely on midnight. Hello, Baron. We're waiting for midnight. Oh no. What? Oh, we got it. Nice. So guess what? There was another upgrade. It seems that this time we're upgrading it into the Onyx variant. Thank you. And I'm guessing there's going to be another one? No, thankfully not. So first off, now we can make brown sapling as well as black sapling. That means I already got the pigments. However, this is the place where the quest book is not being very helpful, and also I cannot find any information on the book. I just realized that yeah, there is an ore which we would have found in the nether, and yes, we can see it now. So yeah, in the progression, I'm kind of stuck. Well, in the swamps, I did manage to find something that I needed, toxic reeds, which apparently is going to be used in order to make a bottle of failing. However, I found this. This is from the graveyard mod, and this is called Ominous Bone Staff Fragment. That is what we need in order to summon the boss. There are like 3 fragments. This is one. Anyways, not to bore you to death, I made myself a color picker, an ink flask, painted the mob to death. I used the failing bottle and some obsidian in order to get some neolith. That unlocked a new ore for us called azurite, which had to be refined. I also hunted some meteors during the night, and I did manage to get some stardust and star fragments. I also had a bit of a problem with something which resembled liquid death and was incredibly corrosive. But it does also function like liquid death, so I can't really complain. Anyway, I think we had enough of Spectrum for one day, because according to the mod author, you're not supposed to rush it. We're just going to use the knowledge that we have obtained today. And of course, the first knowledge that we're going to use is going to be the Heart Singer's reward. Gives you extra hearts. And we have 2 of them. Nice. These are clovers, and I thought they're not going to be important, as it turns out they were. But basically, this is the problem with this mod. It's mainly RNG. This is an infusion recipe, and I guess that's it. Yes. Everything is with a bang. So if we wear it, it's supposed to give us extra hearts at the cost of pink dye. But I'm assuming the pink dye from the same mod. You know, the guidebook does require a lot of tweaking because it's very vague. I have been on a wild goose chase for a while, and yeah, if you want to infuse it with pink, you do it here, inside the color picker. And it does require a fair amount of pink. It has been a while later, and finally we have 4 extra hearts. I'm actually looking for Endermen. Would you look at that? Radiating Ender. That was also from Spectrum. It was supposed to unlock a few things for us. I was really not expecting to do that on camera. I have been reading a lot on Spectrum, and I really want to incorporate it into our technical builds. The main issue is that technical builds require power. And just in case you're wondering, no, we don't have any power. But me is Lash, and me has a plan. First, we are going to get a few enchantments for our Silk Touch pick and max it out to the highest tier. We are going to gather as much Uranite as we can so that we would be able to feed it to our quarry. A lot of blaze rods and clay. And yes, we are going to get into power because I'm going to need sustainable sources of power, I'm going to need wireless technologies and wireless chargers. I got lava because we are very short on blaze rods, and actually one of the main reasons that I want to get into power is that I want to be able to make a digital mob farm. Oh, and by the way, this is liquid death. We are not going to be capable of generating a lot of power. Maybe maximum we can go to blazing. Therefore, I think Reactor is going to be our best bet. Well, that was the starter. This one is going to be basic. Whoa. Hello. We probably also need to get some ice, and yeah, there is a glacier here. Yeah, I don't see any blue ice, which is fine. We can just craft it. For the moment, we are going to assemble the reactor over here. I need to be able to get some alloys anyways. Here is your bucket of water, ice, coal, redstone, and uranite. and we turn you on so that it doesn't waste power. We have some cables, energizing rods, one orb, and I'm hoping the recipe with the blocks is going to work. Yeah? Oh, shame. It's okay. I can do this one by one. I did make 2 hardened reactors, but unfortunately they're not the best. This is 1,700 RF. I think we have to go to blazing. The problem is that blazing is not cheap, at least not for now. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I have been doing this stupid thing all the time. Instead of having like 4 reactors which are garbage, why not make just the one which is not garbage? Because every time that you upgrade it, the power generation is almost tripled. Let's try that, I guess. We go for spirited. Well, I did upgrade the rod, and yeah, I think this strategy is going to pay off. Let us have our blazing reactor. Oh yeah, this is almost 7,000 RF per tick. I have a ton of diamond ores, but no diamonds. That's stupid. Maybe we should fix it now. In the recent version of Applied Energistics, you can enchant the annihilation plane. That means it's actually perfect for ore processing. Who has fortune? Yes, Prince Thomas. Very fortunate for you. Yeah, annihilation plane, fortune 3. I'm not really sure if the garbage mechanic that I'm going to use is going to work, but let us give it a try. We should be able to have the annihilation plane in our main system. Then we want to have an interface, but we really don't want it to be connected to our main system. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a cable, then a quartz fiber, and one more cable. This way the interface is going to get power, but it's not going to be connected to the system, meaning that it is going to function but independently. And I did not think this through. Can we have a hopper here and the formation plane over there? So if I drop the stone, yep, that works perfectly. So let us get all the diamonds. And remember, we don't have any diamonds in the system. The way that a formation plane works is that it's not going to place the items that you already have in the system. They have to be flowing into your system. Hence, we have a hopper. And we're getting diamonds. Very fast and efficient. Yeah, it's fortuning it. Every time we're getting 4. Almost. I'm very happy. That's a lovely change. Also, in line with our brand new strategy, what we're going to do is that we get the niotic crystals. It's very loud, isn't it, Baron? The diamonds. And we're gonna upgrade the rod to niotic. It's gonna be faster. The reactor is not gonna keep up. Yeah, we lose power. Very fast. But it's fine. It did manage to work for blazing. It should work for niotic. You know what I just realized? The ME system is gonna be great for uranonites. Because the ore that you get, you can't really convert it into uranonite. You have to use the energizing ore. But this guy should be able to fortune it. Lovely. I get back to work. I'm sorry. And ignore the cauldron. That will be for later. I'm getting very lazy to do this one by one, considering the fact that I need almost 150 niotic crystals, so let's do some redstone. We have a hopper which is being locked by a torch. We should be able to have a repeater, a timer from Kibe, and we can extend the time to, I don't know, maybe here? Yeah, it's turning off the torch. That is good. And yes, don't you worry, I'm aware of the fact that I put diamonds inside. Also, I kind of forgot, when do you release a redstone signal? Whenever there's something inside? Okay, unfortunately the timer is not great, because if you increase the time that the redstone signal is going to be on is also going to be increased, and that's a no bueno. Basically what we have to do is to lock the hopper whenever there's something inside the energizing ore. Down here I do have a servo which is blacklisted for diamonds, so it's not going to import diamonds, but it is going to extract the niotic crystals. So if we put one stack of diamonds inside the hopper, see what happens. Works fine. I think whenever there's something inside the orb, we're just basically blocking the hopper. That's it. A very nice solution for very lazy people. I have been trading with some villagers, buying some steel, as well as repairing my tools, and this guy seems to be working really fine. We have niotic crystals and spirited. And I don't remember how many niotic capacitors we need. Where is it? So 4 gives you 4. You need 36. Oh, we have plenty. You, my dearest friend, come with me. Yes, exactly 36 blocks. Perfect. We also need to upgrade the rod. Yeah. This is 17,000 RF per tick, and we are going to go higher than this too. Anywho, one of the main reasons that we are getting into power is wireless technology, because I don't think we have any alternatives in this modpack, or if there is, I haven't found one. So I want to have a wireless charger for our applied energistics system, and I want it to be charged all the time. So here is an aerial pearl, and here is a binding card. The coffin is great, we can make it nighttime. I have been abusing that for the villagers. You're not a zombie. So the aerial pearl is going to allow us to make the player transmitter. Shut up. And if we find an enderman, we can make it work across dimensions. I think those stupid things are so rare. You come with me. So, player transmitter starter, maximum IO 1000 RF. Basic is 4000, hardened is 10, blazing is 40. I think that should be more than enough. But just in case we go to niotic. So, if we give you some power and bind the card to ourselves, you should power whatever the hell is in my inventory. That means I should be able to finally make some wireless terminals. Did the security terminal always require a 16K ME storage component? I'm confused. Oh, and there is a infinity booster? Yes, it's called the quantum bridge. So I guess it doesn't really matter. We can put the security terminal over here. Wireless on top. We bind our wireless terminal. And yes, it does have power. And the quantum bridge goes here. Do you open? No. So what does the quantum bridge do? Okay, so I was reading that online and yeah, apparently that is for the quantum bridge itself, which we're not going to have at this very moment. So for us, it's just going to be booster cards. Okay, so what I did is that I added half a stack of wireless boosters to our wireless access point, and now we have a range of almost 200 blocks. It's not that bad. I think it should extend to over here. Yes, that's fine. And I'm not really worried about the power because I think the solar panels are generating EU, and that has a higher value than applied energistics power. Ladies and gentlemen, a spirited reactor. I'm still going to keep it over here so that I would be able to make a few crystals, but then we will move it to its permanent location, which I have no idea where it's going to be. But this one generates almost 60,000 RF. Yeah, I think from now on I'm going to do it like this. We're just going to go with a super reactor instead of making like 30 of the hardened ones. That's how many you need in order to compensate for the power. But now that our stupid system is free, maybe we can process some uranite. Oh, that's not gonna work like that. I forgot to set the filter. Get the same feeling that you're making something, you think that it's going to dominate the entire area and it's going to be super massive, and then when you walk away and turn around, you're like, okay, that's too tiny. I just got that feeling. And if you're wondering what the hell is it that we're doing over here, we're trying to work on the graveyard project. Some of you guys were asking for a cathedral, but I don't know how to make one. So we're going with a mausoleum. Oh, and by the way, I discovered something very ridiculous. So you can make a block of copper, you can cut it into the cut copper and you will get 4 blocks. And then you can convert it back and get 36 ingots. I just duped copper. I feel good. Well, actually, I don't feel great. I would have preferred if it was uranite, but copper is also fine. Anyways, we need to find a deep dark biome. Well, we found an ancient city. And we have found Skulk. Also, if you mine Skulk, can you repair your tools? It should give you experience, right? Yes, it does. Uh-oh. Yeah, we don't really want to fight the warden. We're good. We just go home. Okay, I'm back at the base and I really wanted to start working on the mausoleum one more time, but unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to do that because I discovered something really nice. You guys know about the Deeper and Darker mod, and I realized they have one of my favorite colored blocks. I don't really want to go there today because I have other things to do, but I guess we expand the mausoleum later on. And I think that later on is going to be next episode because I want to be able to do a few functional stuff at the graveyard. As you guys know, in this mod pack, we don't have apotheosis. We also have literally no ways of spawning mobs except one thing, the spirit mod. It is exactly like the old soul shards, it just looks cooler and we have already played with it in the past. It does have some nifty rituals which I think it's going to look cool, but that's not the point. After we manage to get a spawner, there is a very small add-on to the mod which is called Vitalize. It's going to be like deep mob learning but with a magical twist to it, and that is how we're going to spawn mobs. In the graveyard, but that means at least we should start getting some souls so that we would be able to spawn them. How do we do that? Very good question. We don't have to come here, I have a wireless terminal. The process of gathering souls is going to take a lot of time, so I just want to be able to get the soul crystals today. So let us look at the recipes. First things first, we need soul powder, which seems to be fairly easy. We just need some soul fire. I don't burn, don't you worry. And we drop the glowstone. Perfect. Then if we surround this with blocks of quartz and drop the soul powder, yes, perfect. We get the soul shard crystal. I actually need that for a ton of mobs. Let's get more. For the moment, 4 of them should be more than enough. Thank you. Now we need to get some soul slate. Yes. This one is easy. Depending on the recipe, sometimes it's going to consume the block, sometimes it's not. And I always wondered, is it worth automating that? You see, this time it consumed it. We are upgrading the soul crystal, that's it. Because the smaller ones don't actually contain any souls. This one is the important one, the soul crystal. Oh, it has to be tinted glass in blocks of lapis. Is it gonna consume the block? Please don't. Oh, you don't. Nice. I have a feeling I made the wrong glass. I'm not sure though. Let's drop the crystal. Is it gonna do something? Yes, okay. It was fine. So the main question is, now that we have our soul cages, what do we do with them? You are going to need a soul steel sword. That is the one which is going to gather your souls, or you're going to need the enchantment. I already have it on my sword, which is called Soul Reaper. Whenever you have a soul crystal on your hotbar and you kill a mob, it should be bound to that mob. But there are very specific mobs that I want. One of them is going to be the beach creeper, because they are going to drop sand as well as gunpowder, and that means you have everything you need in order to make TNT, and that means free mana. And there's one of them. So are you gonna be bound? Well, you have to kill them. You're an angry dog. Okay, we just wasted 1 crystal. But do you see this? We got 4 souls for a hunter's wolf. That's because we have the soul reaper tree. Otherwise, you're just going to get 1 soul and you need to kill like 1200 mobs, which for beach creepers, it's not the best. Because you might notice they are a bit rare. Well, I found something. You have so much health. What the hell are you? Okay, we can bind it to you now. Yes, finally, beach creeper. We have to upgrade it to tier 5. And apparently it doesn't have to be in your hotbar. We wasted all of them. But you guys get the gist. This is going to be my job every single night, looking for creepers. Well, over the course of 2 nights, I did manage to get only 60 souls. So yeah, this is going to be a very long process. But I realized we have a treasure chest. We got it from that pirate? Oh, this is nice. Totem of Undying. Maybe we should farm him. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.